We're in the midst of a deadly epidemic in America that most people don't want to talk about because it makes us uncomfortable. I'm talking about suicide, which is the 10th leading cause of death in the U.S. This summer, the world was stunned by the suicides of Kate Spade and Anthony Bourdain, two people who seemed to have everything. Suddenly, they were gone, and millions of people were left asking, why? Today, the incredible and inspiring stories of two suicide survivors who offer hope to those who are suffering. What made Katie and Kevin want to die? And how do they feel now that they lived? We begin with a daytime television exclusive, the story of Katie, who shot herself in the head and became the youngest person in the U.S. to receive a face transplant. I want to warn you, some of the images are graphic. In 2014, when she was just 18 years old, Katie Stubblefield made a decision that would forever alter her life. She decided to end it. Reeling from a breakup with her boyfriend and recovering from a painful surgery for digestive issues, Katie decided life had become too painful. She walked into her brother's bathroom with his rifle and took aim at her own head. When her brother found her, Katie had lost her forehead, nose, and sinuses. Except for the corners of her lips, her mouth was also gone, as were the bones that made up her jaws and front of her face. Her eyes remained, but they were badly damaged. Katie lived, and over the next few years, battled to rebuild her life, undergoing more than 20 surgeries to rebuild her face, and grueling physical therapy to regain muscle control. Finally, Katie and her parents decided on a face transplant. After waiting for a year, they had a donor, Adria Schneider, who'd passed from an overdose. And on May 4th, 2017, a little over 3 years since the day she shot herself, Katie was admitted to Cleveland Clinic to receive her new face. Katie is here with her mom, Elisa, and dad, Rob. So Katie, it's been 16 months since your face transplant. And I know that you're still struggling with the recovery and with your speech. How has it been for you physically and emotionally?
Physically, it's a big growing with it's almost like being a child working the young new things together in every way possible. And this year, it's very exciting because it feels like life is getting back to me and able to live life again.
Did you get most of that?
Yes. Physically, it's a journey. She's working hard every day to get life again. It's kind of like being a toddler. She's having to learn everything all over again. But emotionally, she's loving the opportunity to get life back again.
It's a remarkable gift. Let me ask Mom and Dad about the last 4 years since the suicide attempt. It's been a long journey, an incredible journey. What's it been like for you as parents?
It's been a struggle at many times, but we're thankful Katie's here. Many times it's been like 4 steps forward, 2 steps backwards, but it's it's full of life and a lot of challenges.
Katie underwent a series of surgeries before she was ready for the incredible face transplant performed by 11 surgeons over 31 hours by our friends at the Cleveland Clinic. Now, I want to take you back to what it looked like after the shooting. Katie had lost her forehead, her nose, her sinuses, most of her mouth, the bones that make up her jaw, they're all gone. And her eyes were badly damaged as well. So let's look at what these wonderful doctors did. First, the doctors had to rebuild Katie's nose using skin from her thigh in order to give her a place to breathe, so she can actually get air in and out from here. Right? Then they had to rebuild her jawline using wire and part of her lower leg. So here's the wire in here. And again, you can take bones from the legs that aren't vital to be able to move. You've got 2 bones in your lower leg and use them for this purpose. Then doctors had to use a device to realign Katie's eyes because they weren't on the same level. Right? And after they were able to align the eyes, they took this piece of metal out and removed it before the transplant. And then they took the donor face and they placed it on Katie. And the most important part of this was connecting the blood vessels, which brought function back to the donor face, so she can move different parts of the face, and the skin and tissue will live. So Lisa and Rob, as parents, can you describe how this transplant changed things for you and for your daughter, Katie?
I think one of the big things is that it is it's surreal in a lot of respects. But at the same time, too, for us, it has changed us because, not just simply because our daughter's life was spared, not simply because of the fact that she's been given back the opportunity to function in life again, but I think it raises the bar of recognizing that so many people in these moments of impulsivity choose a permanent solution to temporary problems. And it makes that always at the forefront, that you look at life differently and how the challenges come up.
Katie, how do you look at life differently now? You've been through a lot.
Before everything, I was always thankful for life and appreciate life, but even less so now. And seeing how beautiful life is.
So Katie received her new face from a donor named Adria, who died from an overdose. And Rob, I understand you met the grandmother of this young woman.
Yes.
What were you able to tell her?
We were so grateful. Words can't describe. She's a saint. She really is a saint,
Yeah.
the grandmother is, because being able to make that kind of decision, this is different than a kidney or a liver. Your face speaks volumes as to who you are, even in your passing.
Yes.
You remember that. And this was something that she did say as she contemplated. She said, why not a face? Her granddaughter was gone, but here's something to share, and not just with the face, but also all the other aspects of being a donor.
I want to thank you all for being here, and I wish you the best, Katie.
So much.
And you're not going anywhere yet. If you want to help Katie and her family with their medical expenses, you can visit their GoFundMe page. We've linked to it on DrOz.com. Up next, he jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge, and he miraculously survived. Stay with us. We're back having a no-holds-barred conversation about the suicide epidemic in our country. Kevin Hines is a suicide survivor, who some call a living, breathing miracle.
My name is Kevin Hines, and this is my story. It was 10 in the morning on September 25th when I got to the bridge. And I was there dying. Are you okay? Is something wrong? Or can I help you? Those were the words that I desperately wanted to hear as I stood atop the Golden Gate Bridge walkway, staring and leaning over the 4-foot-nothing rail, peering down to the looming waters below. Right before I catapulted myself over the rail. The last thought before I went over was, jump now! And it wasn't a thought, it was that voice. It was that voice in my head. Jump now! And I did. In the water, after the fall in the water, I thought I was hallucinating. I was right over there. Right over there. I thought I could not have just done that. There's no way I just did that. This is not real. Water's not real. Me going up and down and swallowing salt water is not real. I'm not in this water. I did not jump off that bridge. It didn't happen. And that's when I just prayed. God, please save me. I don't want to die. God, please save me. I don't want to die. I made a mistake.
I made a mistake. It's powerful. Kevin Hines joins us now. So there's some estimates that 2,000 people have jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge and died. We think around 38 have survived. Why'd you make it?
Because, Dr. Oz, I have a purpose. And I believe that that purpose is to travel the world as often as I can to share a story of hope, healing, and recovery that changes people's lives forever. And that purpose... I wanted to help people since I was 4 years old, you know, and now I have a chance to do so.
Well, can we try to help you a little bit and get some insights on what was happening in your mind?
Absolutely.
So you walked out to the bridge, as we just saw. What was going through your mind as you were jumping, as you were thinking? But what was happening in your life that made you want to do it?
Diagnosed with bipolar disorder type 1 with psychotic features at 17. It led me at 19 to go to that bridge on a bus, crying my eyes out like a baby. I got to the bridge, all I wanted was one person to say, "Are you okay? Is something wrong? Or kid, can I help you?" I would have told him everything and begged him to save me. I got to the bridge, and when I left that rail, I just wanted to reach back, and I couldn't. I was falling, and I thought it was too late. I thought I was going to die.
Well, the reason you probably should have died is that when you jump 220 feet, which is about 25 stories high, by the way. I mean, who jumps off 25 stories and makes it? You're going about 75 miles an hour. That speed is like hitting a brick wall. You don't hit water, you hit a wall. And in most cases, it should crush all your organs, leading to a very painful death. And yet, you're sitting here next to me. What were your physical injuries when they finally got you out of the water?
The doctors said that the only reason I survived was because I had just come off of football, playing football and weightlifting all the time. And I missed severing my spinal cord that day, Doc, by 2 millimeters. Millimeters.
And what about the emotional recovery? What has that been like?
You know, I live in recovery every single day, but I live with the notion that I'm going to survive every day. I'm never again going to attempt to take my life, because I saw that. I saw what it did to my family and friends. I'm never going to inflict that pain on anybody else.
And how have you changed since the suicide that gives you the confidence you won't be tempted again?
My whole life has changed. My whole outlook on life has changed. I appreciate everything, and I hold gratitude every day, all day long, and I take nothing for granted.
That is powerful. All right, coming up, you don't want to miss this. Kevin and Katie's important message that can help you save yourself or someone you love. Stick around. I'm back with Katie and Kevin, who both survived suicide attempts and are here today to offer hope to those who are suffering. They both say they're happy that they lived. So, Kevin, if you could talk to the person you were before you jumped off the bridge, what would you tell that 19-year-old version of yourself?
I would tell him and anyone like him, today is not tomorrow. Just because you're in a world of hurt today, it doesn't mean you don't get to have that gorgeous and beautiful tomorrow, but you have to be here to get there in the first place.
And Katie, what would you tell yourself before you took that shotgun that fateful day?
I'm gonna try to the temporary coupling we had to it's not permanent, and to do not allow us to do a permanent solution to temporary coupling, because life is just too good.
Mom, can you help me with that a little bit?
Your problems are temporary, they're not permanent. And if you can realize that they're temporary, not permanent, that there's a purpose for your life, and life is beautiful, and it's worth living.
Kevin, dear, you okay?
I'm really glad you're here.
Why does it make you emotional?
Because I've been there, man. I live with chronic thoughts of suicide. They plague me. But Doc, they'll never kill me.
Can you help everyone understand who's either suffering themselves with ideas like you had or a loved one might be? What should they do? What can we say to help? You said if someone, just one person, had asked you, what's wrong? Can I help? What's doing? It would have changed everything for you.
Can I talk to them directly? Is there a camera I can look into?
Look at that camera right there.
If you're in lethal emotional pain right now, and you're considering taking your life, consider this. You are intended to be here. Think of all the babies who never get to leave the womb. My wife and I had a miscarriage recently, and Jack Ryan will never be in my hands. Jack Ryan Hines, I will never hold him. He wasn't intended to be here. But you're already here. You exist, and to exist is a gift and a privilege, no matter the pain you're in. I live in pain every day. I've been in pain since the day I was born in squalor on 6th Street in a crack motel. to parents on drugs. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. Fight the pain to thrive someday. Today is not tomorrow. You've got this on lockdown. And be here with me tomorrow and every day after that until your natural end.
Powerful. I am grateful that you've shared your stories. It's meant the world to me that you've come back, and I'm grateful that you survived as well.
Thank you.
God bless both of you. For all those who are suffering, if you need to talk to somebody, a family member, a teacher, a friend, or you just call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 800-273-8255. Take the step. And if you know someone who is hurting, the number one rule for helping is to show them that you care. Ask them if you can help. It's pretty simple to do. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out on new videos to live the good life.